Wildfires no longer feel like rare disasters in California. They have become a season of their own, arriving each year with smoke, fear, and uncertainty. Imagine waking up every summer knowing flames might be on the horizon. What if your entire neighborhood became uninsurable? What if your home, your memories, and your community faced destruction year after year? Could you stay and rebuild again, or would you finally decide to leave it all behind? California, once celebrated as the land of opportunity, sunshine, and endless coastline, is now a place many are questioning. Continuous wildfires are reshaping not only the landscape, but the decisions of millions who call this state home. Every year, thousands of acres are scorched, billions of dollars in damage are reported, and yet the deeper cost often goes unnoticed. The psychological toll of wondering whether it's still worth staying. For many Californians, the decision is not simple. Staying means fighting against a climate that feels more hostile with each passing year. Rebuilding means pouring money, energy, and hope into a future that feels fragile. Insurance companies are pulling back, raising premiums, or outright refusing coverage in high-risk areas. Families who once felt secure now find themselves abandoned by the very system meant to protect them. Imagine paying for a home for decades, only to be told it is no longer worth insuring because fire may take it away at any moment. On the other hand, leaving California is far from an easy choice. For countless families, this is more than a piece of land. It is identity. It's the schools their children attend, the friendships they've built, the jobs that pay the bills, and the memories etched into every corner. Walking away is not simply packing a suitcase, it is uprooting a life. Generations who have lived in California struggle with the thought of abandoning their heritage, their culture, and the dream that defined the Golden State. Wildfires force this question into sharp focus. Is it resilience to stay, or is it foolishness? Each year, communities rise from the ashes, and the headlines highlight California Strong, the willpower of those who refuse to give up. Yet in private, the exhaustion grows. Families ask themselves how many more times they can rebuild. Children grow up with evacuation drills as normal as school fire alarms. Teenagers wonder if they will inherit a home or just the ashes of one. The migration numbers tell a story of their own. More Californians are leaving than ever before, not just because of cost of living, but because of disaster fatigue. Nevada, Arizona, and Texas are receiving many of these climate migrants. They bring with them new skills, investments, and energy, but also a quiet grief for the home they left behind. Those who remain in California often face rising costs as demand for safe housing grows tighter. The fires don't just burn trees, they burn stability, affordability, and security. Beyond the economics, there is a question of responsibility. Who is truly to blame for these recurring fires? Climate change is often cited, with rising temperatures and prolonged drought making forests into tinderboxes. Yet, there are also human factors. Decades of poor land management, underinvestment in fire prevention, and expanding neighborhoods into fire-prone zones. Residents feel caught in the crossfire of nature and neglect. They ask, if I am paying taxes, why isn't more being done to protect my home? If corporations contribute to climate change, why do I bear the cost of their pollution in my insurance premiums? California itself faces a dilemma. Losing large portions of its population would not only reshape its economy, but its culture. The state is a hub of innovation, technology, entertainment, and agriculture. If wildfires push people away, what happens to the industries that rely on them? A Silicon Valley without workers, a Hollywood without communities, or farmlands without farmers would reshape the very identity of America. But there are those who argue that leaving is the only practical choice. Why invest in a place where loss is inevitable? They believe resilience should not mean stubbornness, that protecting one's family is more important than clinging to geography. These voices see migration as adaptation, a way to embrace change rather than resist it. They view California as a cautionary tale, a glimpse of what climate change might do to other regions if action is not taken. At the same time, there is profound courage in those who choose to stay. They are not blind to the risks. They are simply determined to defend what is theirs. They believe that abandoning California would mean surrendering to disaster, that the real strength lies in building fireproof communities, pushing for smarter policies and innovating technology to combat the flames. For them, each year's rebuilding is not an act of futility, but of faith. The tension between staying and leaving will only intensify as wildfires grow more frequent and severe. In the end, the question goes beyond California. It is a question about how we as a society face crisis. Do we dig in our heels, determined to adapt no matter the cost? Or do we acknowledge when the price is too high and chart a new path elsewhere? Both choices carry pain. Both choices require sacrifice. For you watching this, imagine your own family in this situation. Imagine your home threatened not once, but every year. Would you rebuild each time, clinging to community and memory? Or would you make the painful decision to walk away, seeking safety and stability elsewhere? Wildfires may start with flames, but they end with decisions that reshape lives, communities, and even the nation. California today is not only fighting fire, it is fighting for its future. If you found this thought-provoking, make sure to subscribe to Crisis Lens for more deep dives into how disasters are reshaping our world. Like this video, share it with others, and join the conversation below. Would you stay and rebuild, or leave and start again?